Hey Samford fans, welcome back to another edition of the Samford Sports Wrap-Up. Happy to be joined today by a newly retired Samford women's basketball coach, Mike Morris. Coach, appreciate you being here.
Yeah, glad to be here.
Well, the announcement became official on Monday night. Obviously, That's not an overnight decision. I'm sure it's something you've been thinking about for a while. Just kind of walk us through the thought process and what made you say that, hey, this is the right time to step down.
Well, it's a good question, and it's I think there's a lot that goes into it as a family decision. You know, I think anytime you've been in something as long as I have and been at Samford for 25 years, you just start thinking about how much longer. You know, you get close to 50 and kind of reevaluate careers and stuff, and probably a couple of years just kind of thinking about it. It also, we realized probably a couple of years ago that, you know, my 25th year would be our daughter Paige, our last child, graduating from Samford. So that was kind of a interesting timing with that. And you know, my plan was never to always be a coach for, I see these coaches that are 74 years old are still coaching. It's phenomenal. I don't think that was ever something I aspired to be. But me and my wife, Melanie, had prayed about it a lot, talked about it a little bit. But really this year, it's just kind of, as we thought about it more, prayed about it more, you know, my passion, my energy that this job needs, quite wasn't where it needs to be. And I've always said, if that's not it, you got to get out. And it just felt like time. It really did. I'm very thankful for that, and I know it's not an easy decision, but I think a coach kind of knows when they know, you know, and I didn't want to drag it out or go another year or two, and you know, so I wanted just to make that decision, and it was very hard, it was very difficult, but in some ways very peaceful.
When you told the team, what was their reaction to that?
I think just surprised, you know. It was very kind of emotional too, because you know, this team, and I told them we, you know, went on a mission trip, and we really, it was a great opportunity for our team, and we kind of have some really unique bonds because of that, and the experience that was, and so in a lot of ways, I you know, probably a father figure to a lot of them, and that's a special thing, and so I think they were disappointed, but really shocked, and just when there's uncertainty, there's always a little nervousness, but you know, I reassure them that I'm not, you know, I'm not dead. You know, I'm still alive, and I'll be around. They still have my phone number, and I hopefully will still be a part of their lives. But you know, and two, I know it was time, and for us as a family, and maybe for me, and starting a second career, but truly believe it's time for Samford women's basketball to have a fresh start, a new start. I mean, Janet Cohn built a great tradition. You know, we've had our good years and some bad years, but we've got the program up where I think it's a great program. But I think it's time for new leadership. I think it's time for new style and new enthusiasm. And I'm excited for our team for that. I'm excited for this program to have that. And I know the new coach will be full of energy, effort, enthusiasm, excitement. And I'm excited for our team. I say our team, but I'm sorry for Samford women's basketball program for that.
25 years with Samford, as you mentioned. You started as a men's assistant coach, the most recent 17 years as the women's head coach. Just kind of reflect a little bit on what Samford University has meant to you and what the student athletes have meant to you.
You got a couple hours?
Take your time.
Yeah, I would love to. You know, it's been a very meaningful thing. I mean, I grew up here. I mean, I'm 50, been here 25 years. When I say I grew up, I matured here. I think I matured. Grown spiritually here, grown as a man here, grown as a husband here. Our son's 26, our daughter's 22. They've grew up here. So me and my wife, this institution has been a huge part of our family. I've been through 2 presidents and 3 ADs and 4 football coaches and maybe 4 or 5 basketball coaches, and it's a special place. And all those different leaders, the school has been the same. The university, the mission, the people, the core, what it's about has been the same, no matter who's in charge or who's the AD or who's the president and who's the women's basketball coach. What it's about, I love, and it's meant a lot, you know, and it's meant a lot to me and my family. We've been very fortunate to be at a place and work at a place in college athletics for 25 years, and so, you know, I remember first job here, you know, making hardly anything and all that, and the moments with the men's basketball team, obviously beating Alabama and Coleman Coliseum, that's kind of neat, you know, and and going to the NCAA tournament and selection show we had in Cybert Hall, phenomenal, and when we go St. John's in Orlando and then go play the second year up to Cleveland and play Syracuse. But those are the things, and obviously in the women's basketball when we beat Ole Miss in the WNIT here, and obviously the 2 NCAA tournament appearances down at Auburn, which was a phenomenal crowd. We lost to Florida State, but it's all the players, and I don't have just the personal stories of each kid and each man, each woman, men and women, to see their development, and that's where I could talk about forever. It's just all the texts and the tweets and all that from our players. I've been to basically almost 25 graduations. So when I first got here, when I was with the men as assistant, I went, and this last one ought to be pretty neat. Get to watch my daughter walk across the stage. And with Tanasia Hill and Cassidy Williams, they're going to be in the same graduation deal. So that's kind of neat, and looking forward to that. Get to hear Dr. Westmoreland speak one more time at graduation. So it is an emotional time. It's at peace with it, but I'm very thankful for this university. I'm thankful for the type of people it attracts, not just men's basketball player or women's basketball player, but coaches and administrators. And I'm thankful for each person that contribute to our program, and especially on the women's side. Every coach and every player has made it a very special time. And Martin's been great. When I first kind of gave him a heads up, I said, man, this may be it. A week or so before the season was over, he was like, no, wait. He tried to talk me out of it. He said, just wait till the year, give you some and he could tell this was not just a weak decision. This took some time, and he was very supportive, and he said, you've earned every right to go out the way you wanted to. So he allowed that to happen. I'm very thankful for that.
Coach, I'm sure a lot of Samford fans want to know what's next for Mike Morris.
It's a good question. Right now in the immediate, I'm kind of in the transition phase. Martin, I really appreciate him allowing me to be a part of the search committee. So that's important to me. I wanted to be a part if he would, and so I'm going to do that, and I know that's something that I appreciate him allowing me to do that, and we'll try to hire a coach and here, I'm sure, as quickly as possible, but do it the right way. So I'll be doing that, and any other things during this time that they can need help with in terms of transition. I want to be, because I still think the world of this program. I want this program to be successful, and I'm excited about obviously the new leadership that could be there. So being a part, or at least a small part of this process of determining who may be here, I'm really thankful for. So that's what I'll do in the immediate future, and then after that, I think and this is part of the decision too, my interest was kind of a little bit away from coaching, more toward maybe administration, athletic administration, maybe high school or college. I'd really like to be in a position maybe to serve coaches, serve assistant coaches, not be their boss necessarily, but be in a way to support and help them, whether it's people with things across campus, with issues that happen within teams or coaches, just to be a sounding board, someone that's kind of been there, done that a little bit, who's messed it up a little bit, who's got it right a little bit, but just a way to serve coaches maybe in a different capacity. I don't know if that's a job. I don't even know if you get paid for that, but that's something I'm looking forward to. But more than anything, this is a leap of faith for me and my wife. It's been basketball, 28 years, coaching, 28 years, and we're saying, Lord, wherever you want to lead us, whatever doors you may have open, that door may be open tomorrow or the next day. It may be 2 or 3 months, and I hope we still have some faith in 2 or 3 months what I'll have getting paid. But we're really trying to be obedient and whatever opens up, and I hope we have the faith to walk through those doors.
Coach, appreciate your time. Congratulations, and I know Samford's very grateful for everything you've done for the last 25 years.
Well, thank you very much.
That's recently retired Samford women's basketball coach Mike Morris. I'm John McAfoose. That'll do it for this edition of the Samford Sports Wrap-Up. We'll see you next week.